What's up, everyone? So we are back. So as you saw in a couple, as long as I keep talking over it, it won't strike it. So with that being said, as you saw in one of the earlier videos, when we got the motor in, it turns out the header was not right. It turns out it's like 2 inches too short, not even that. So what we're gonna do today is, of course, pull the hood off, pull the header out, cut it, and I'm gonna learn to weld for the first time with MIG welding, which is like professional grade stuff, isn't it?
Sure.
If you want to call it that. So let's get to work on that. This never gets any lighter.
It was never meant to be light.
What do you mean it's a race car? It's supposed to be light.
It's not a race car.
It will be. Alright, can I do this one-handed?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Not doing it one-handed.
A little more. What?
Ah, tired.
Alright, hopefully we shouldn't have to disconnect the motor from the trans this time. All I need is enough room to get it out. So, Steve, Wingardium Leviosa.
It's Leviosa.
You know what's really fun about putting it back in?
What's
Putting it
that?
back in the motor mounts.
Oh, I keep forgetting about that. That's why I didn't really want to do this today. Mainly because of that. But hopefully, like I said, when the exhaust is done, this will be the last time we have to pull the motor out.
How far out?
Let me see. Uh-oh. It might not be. Please. Please. Oh, come on. No, it's not. Oh, I gotta disconnect the motor. We'll get back when I do that. So after a lot of struggling pulling the motor out, which I didn't want to have to do because now it's gonna suck to put it back in, the header is finally out, and I had to cut out another section to do it because the bolts are rusted on the tie rods and I can't get that those down. So here we are. Let's start cutting this apart and welding. So I skipped the marking up process because I didn't think you guys would be interested in that. So here it is all cut apart. There's kind of a method to my madness. And really. Yeah, I hope it's as simple as just adding extensions onto all of these. Maybe this one would be, that one might be a challenge.
Get out of here.
But let's see what happens. most of the headers welded together. We got this piece here, which I asked Steve to weld some gobs onto, so then it sits flush with the pipe, because this pipe goes over all these, so it's because it's 1 5/8 ID, meaning the inside ring is 1 5/8. This is 1 5/8 OD. So I'm gonna sand this down, and then what we do with this is cut out a little bit more meat out of this, and hopefully it'll sit flush in there, and then weld it in there. So it's getting kind of late today. Made plenty of progress on it so far, but we're gonna come back in a couple days, finish up the job, hopefully get the header in, and then the motor will go back in for the last time.
That's the plan.
See ya in a couple days. All right, so it's been a couple days. We are back here. So let's cut out this section here, and all right, everyone, so it's been a couple days. I didn't record yesterday because the camera actually died, but the header is done and in the car. I mean, look how close that is. Like, it is right next to the steering box. I can't even get my finger in between it. And according to Steve, it's kind of hard to see with the bad light, but my beautiful bead is actually touching the steering box. So hopefully that changes when it's all snug down. But next, let's actually get the motor attached to the transmission. But first I got to get it settled down because that side isn't quite sitting in the engine mount on the frame yet. So let me fix that, and then you guys have seen hooking up and disconnecting the engine to the trans. So I'll come back when, well, I'll figure out what I'm gonna do after that. So I actually did a lot off camera. The motor's set down in there, the fan's back on, and took that off because when we were pulling it up to pull the header out, the fan kept whacking the radiator. As you can see, it's probably a little messed up, but it should still cool. Hopefully it still works because we don't have the budget for an aluminum one. So hopefully this motor isn't too much for the stock radiator. But the motor's all situated down in there. The reason why the passenger side didn't want to sit down in there is because there's a washer. Actually, probably a better light over here. If you look down in there, on the right side of the screen is the back end of the bolt, which over on the passenger side, the washer was in between the motor mount and the K-frame, which was keeping it from getting in there. So I moved it to the other side of the K-frame, so now it's on the bolt head, which I think is what it was meant to do in the first place, to shoulder it so the bolt head doesn't move, so it holds better. So now let's see about if we can get the exhaust manifold gaskets in there, and then we'll call it a night for tonight. Hopefully I continue this video a bit more and we'll get the starter and the flex plate on, and then we might even get to turn this over and pump oil through and get it ready for winter. We'll see, because we got about a week left until daylight savings, daylight savings, and then it'll be dark when I get out of work, and I don't know if I'll be able to do this anymore for the season. So, and then we'll get it running in the spring. So let's see if we can get those gaskets in. Originally I was concerned about them because these two are one, and I mean on the head they're two. Like, wouldn't that create issues with one backfeeding in the other? So I called my trusted mechanic, and he says as far as he knows there's supposed to be two, but then I looked online and like half of them are single like this. So if it's meant to be like that, then so be it. But let's see if we can slip it in there, because I just left these two bolts loose so I can slip it out a little bit. So it should work. So looking at it, I can already tell that I might have to pull the spark plug wires. So let's pop that one back in the thing. And try not to mix up the firing order. Okay, so this one goes here. Use the factory mounts on this old valve cover, which we're not going to be keeping this. Hope I didn't just pull the wire out of there, because that's the last thing I need is to buy another set of spark plug wires for this. Okay, what are you getting caught on now? Okay, so you're not happy going that way. What if we go this way? Then slide you down in. Come on. Ah, no. Okay, so a lot more stuff's gonna have to come out, which I don't know if I'm willing to do this today, because the spark plug's gotta come out because the tips are getting in the way, and the valve cover's gotta come off because the lip's getting in the way. So, I think we'll save these for another time. So, maybe cut back. If I don't cut back, I'll film an impromptu outro.